Most people during the Middle Ages were peasants. They were not part of the feudal system, but they helped in it by doing jobs people in the higher monarchy were not supposed to do. One example is farming.
During the Roman feudal times, there were two types of peasants, free and unfree. The categories had to do with how much service they owed the lord. Free peasants rented land to farm, and they only owed their rent to the lord. Unfree peasants were called serfs. They were forced to stay and farm the lord's land. The daily life of peasants was a tough challenge. Most peasants had to plant seeds and tend to a livestock, so you can technically call them farmers. Every manor also had a carpenter, shoemaker, and a smith. Not all peasants were the same. The women worked on the field when they were needed. In addition to the work serfs did, they also owed huge amount of taxes. There was also a yearly amount of payment called head money, which was a fixed amount for each person. The lord could also demanded taxes whenever he wanted to, which was called tallage. When a woman married her husband, she had to pay something called a merchet. When serfs wanted to grind their grain, they had to do it at the lord's mill, which was the only one at the village. The miller also took some of the grain for the lord and for himself. Lords could also take as much as the grain they wanted. Serfs hated this so much that they hid small hand mills in their houses. Most peasants also lived in very small houses, mostly 1 or 2 rooms. A normal house would also be made from woven strips of wood covered with straw or mud. Peasants also had almost no furniture or possessions. There was also a hearth fire in the middle of the main room. They often had no chimney, so the house would usually be dark and smoky inside. A whole family might also eat and sleep in the same rooms that sometimes had barn animals. Peasants' only source of food was vegetables, meat as pork, and dark coarse bread made of wheat with rye or oatmeal. During the winter they ate meat and fish that was preserved in salt. Herbs were used a lot, in part for flavor and in part to lessen the taste of the salt, or to disguise the taste of the meat that was no longer good.